8 Characteristics of the Greatest Creator. By Lifechanyuan. 4. The Greatest Creator is mysterious. The Greatest Creator manages the universe with its spirit, which is the Tao that Laozi talked about in the Tao Te Ching. This spirit can also be understood as the consciousness and thinking of the Greatest Creator. Just as humans rely on blood to maintain vitality, the universe relies on the spirit, consciousness and thinking of the Greatest Creator to maintain its vitality. Therefore, the spirit of the Greatest Creator is actually the blood of the universe, its life force. All movements of humans, including speaking, eating, sleeping, learning, working, and engaging in love affairs, are based on physiological instincts and human consciousness. Similarly, all movements of the universe, including the motion of celestial bodies, the maintenance of order in galaxies, and the cycle of life and death of all things in nature, are based on the laws of material motion and the consciousness of the Greatest Creator, which is his spirit. The Greatest Creator does not show himself to humans, but rather shows his spirit. The Greatest Creator has never directly interacted with humans or given any individual special revelations. The spirit of the Greatest Creator is present in every space and movement of matter in the universe, and it is also present in every one of us. It can be said that the Greatest Creator is with the universe, with all things, and with humans. Although the Greatest Creator is with us, we cannot see him. Why? Because the Greatest Creator has a feature, which is his mysteriousness. What does this mean? It means that the spirit of the Greatest Creator, consciousness, thinking, laws, Tao, blood, and life force, is an invisible, intangible, incomprehensible, indescribable, and indiscernible non-material and dark energy. This non-material and dark energy works imperceptibly and unconsciously, without any obvious image or sign. Although it seems non-existent, it is a kind of elusive objective reality, which is omnipresent, ever-present, meticulous, and precise. For example, the aging and death of the human body. Why does the human body have to age and die? What causes the aging and death of the human body? Whether scientists or biologists, politicians or religious leaders, they cannot fully explain the real reason. Why? Because of the characteristics of the Greatest Creator, mysterious. In the primary physical and spiritual healthcare section of the Lifechanyuan, I mentioned that the causes of human aging and death, in order of their destructive power, are mental activities caused by 7 emotions and 6 desires: diet, daily life, labor, wind, frost, cold and heat, air quality, noise, cosmic forces, geomagnetism, gravity, radiation, various rays, and waves, etc. Every time you get angry, every time you get excited, every emotional change, every moment of sorrow, every puff of a cigarette, every sip of alcohol, every inappropriate diet, every staying up late or insomnia, every excessive fatigue, every cold wave or heat wave, storm or frost, every breath of polluted air, every unpleasant sound heard, every activity of sunspots, every volcanic eruption and earthquake, every nuclear leakage or bomb explosion, every sandstorm that covers the sky, and so on. All contribute to the aging and death of the human body. Most people will agree with my explanation, but through what channels and mechanisms do these factors change the structure of human growth? Most people don't understand it. Why? Because of the characteristics of the Greatest Creator, mysterious. The Greatest Creator is mysterious. The Greatest Creator only shows results, not processes. Why? Because once everyone understands the process of how things operate, everyone will become a god, and even want to compete with the Greatest Creator. This is a bit like the meetings held by the Central Political Bureau, where ministers, governors, and ordinary people are only informed about the results of the meeting and what they should know according to their level, not the process of the meeting. If the common people were aware of the political bureau meeting process, the world would have descended into chaos long ago. So, is the Greatest Creator too selfish and stingy? No, absolutely not. The Greatest Creator does not allow us to know everything, and this is precisely the embodiment of the Greatest Creator's mercy. Imagine if someone were to immediately tell the parents and relatives of a newborn child how the child will grow and eventually drown at the age of 15 while swimming in a river. What consequences would this have? Of course, the Greatest Creator does not prevent people from understanding the process of how things operate and change. In fact, the greatest creator shows all the mysteries without reservation to human beings. Some people can understand a little, while others do not understand at all. The key depends on each person's spirituality and wisdom. The purer the spirituality and the higher the wisdom, the more one can see and understand, whereas confusion and ignorance increase with a mixed spirituality and lower wisdom. For example, when an apple falls to the ground, this phenomenon is impartially demonstrated to everyone by nature. But how many people can understand what law or principle this phenomenon indicates? Only Newton saw the law of universal gravitation from it. Many people have ridden elevators, but how many people have deeply pondered what would happen if the elevator, without cable restraint, continuously increased the required energy? The elevator would continue to accelerate, and as a result, its mass would increase. To make the elevator eventually exceed the speed of light, infinite energy would be required, which is impossible, from a material perspective, without involving non-material. Therefore, Einstein derived the famous equation E equals mc squared, the mass-energy equivalence, which destroyed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We have all experienced warmth by the fire or seen objects burn red hot or have had the experience of a hot stove heating our face while cooking in the kitchen. But how many people realized the theory of quantum mechanics from it? Only Max Planck realized it. Most people have sat under a big tree, but only Sakyamuni sat under a big tree and explored the 36-dimensional spaces with his consciousness and knew the Buddha land and path to Buddhahood. The greatest creator treats all members of humanity equally, regardless of whether you are white, black, or yellow, whether you are a king, an expert, or an ordinary person, whether you are rich, middle class, or poor, whether you are a Muslim, a Buddhist, or a Christian. The greatest creator gives everyone the same opportunities and rights. Open the windows, the sunlight and fresh air will come in. Take a broad view, you will see the faraway mountains fresh and green. Regardless of who you are, as long as you open the window of your soul and focus your vision on a more distant future, you can see the brilliance of the greatest creator from any natural phenomenon around you, and you will gain the supreme, great awakening wisdom.